When our friends over at Asus hit me up and said, hey, we've got this brand new laptop we're launching to CES, can you take a look at it, can we sponsor a video? I said, hell yeah, brother! Because when you see what's inside this box, not only is it dope, it's actually priced reasonably. Unlike a lot of the wonderful things that get announced at CES every year, which are astronomically expensive and ship after like a year, this thing is going on sale shortly, and it is, I will say, actually reasonable. Standard caveats, this is a pre-production unit, so I have to be a little bit careful with it. I don't have at this moment the exact release date, but this is the new Zenbook Duo. The idea is that this is a laptop which essentially is very similar in form factor to a normal laptop, except that it has a detachable keyboard and two completely separate OLED displays. Oh, snap! Oh! I knew this was coming. I knew I was gonna be able to play with this before CES, which is when you're watching this video. But I've been waiting to get my hands on it. So from the outside, this might look like a standard laptop. But when you open it up, what you're gonna see is that we have a beautiful 14-inch OLED and a detachable keyboard with a second OLED inside. So the advantage to something like this is that you have two full-size 14-inch displays in the laptop form factor. And there are a ton of different modes on how you can actually use this. The kicker, it costs $1,500. Now, yes, that is a lot of money. When you consider that other dual screen laptops are $2,000 plus, and these foldable laptops can go to be $4,000 or $5,000 in some cases, the fact that this is only a little bit more expensive than an equivalent Zenbook and has two whole displays on it, man. There should also be a number of accessories because this is a, this is a real special laptop. Yeah, I don't know why it comes with a backpack. I'll be honest, that seems a little excessive. It's a nice backpack. While it boots up, it does have, oh, it's already logged in. Haha, I knew that.
Wow.
Wait, that's neat. Let's go on a journey of discovery, shall we? So this is the Zenbook Duo running in what I would call traditional laptop mode. So I've got my keyboard, I've got my trackpad, everything seems to be completely normal. When it's running in this configuration, the bottom display is off and this keyboard and trackpad are attached via these pogo pins and magnets, right? So you don't have to charge or anything like that. If I want, I can take off the keyboard and then it switches over to wireless mode and then the second display turns on as well. It will charge via the device or it does have a USB-C. So technically you could actually plug this in wired, connect it via wireless, or drop it straight on. So it's a lot of different modes for the keyboard specifically. And then, if I pull out the kickstand, which is built onto the bottom, I have myself a huge amount of screen real estate. And then I have a wireless keyboard and trackpad, which literally just feels like the bottom of a laptop. Oh yeah, it is completely flawless. And the other thing that makes this cool is that these displays are OLED. So you've got dual 2.8K 120 Hz OLED panels. So inside, this is running the new Intel Core 7 Ultra 155H, which means it is a proper H-series processor. It has the ARC graphics. This one's outfitted with 32 gigabytes of RAM. So while this doesn't have a dedicated GPU, you still have the neural processing with the NPU that's built in. And again, it is the H-series of these processors, which is not what you might expect from a thin and light sort of laptop with dual displays. So while you're not gonna probably want to game on it, or would you? Wait, can I do vertical gaming? How cool is this? On top of that, there is a mode, and I don't know how it works, but you can put this on its side. Oh, you rotate it. That's how it goes on its side. Now the only thing is I don't know how
you don't need the stand.
It literally stands up by itself.
Yeah.
Now let me actually see. There's a bunch of other stuff that I know is included here. So we've got ourselves the power adapter, but also included is the Asus Pen. So of course both displays are full touchscreens. And on top of that, I'm not gonna personally do this, but if you wanted to, you could just take the keyboard and get rid of it. And you can, if I think it's 6 fingers? Yeah. So that's a little bit strange, but look, you can, if you want, turn on a software keyboard and touchpad. I don't fully know why you would want to do this, if I'm honest with you, because you have a very nice keyboard and touchpad that are included in the box. But technically, I could type like this. Oh, I will say, the glass touchpad does actually feel kind of cool, right? I mean, look at this. That's kind of neat.
Oh, that actually does feel kind of nice.
It does, and if you want, you can press this button, And the touchpad is the full size.
Oh, that's why I'd want to use this. Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that you're doing this on a desk.
Yeah.
But here's the idea. Put that on. Come join me here. You know, some cafes have those like setups where they have the couch and then like a coffee table in the middle. You know, a little lounge setup. Put that here. Like just the laptop. No. First of all, we're in public. Put the laptop here.
Laptop here.
Yeah. Do the kickstand.
Kickstand.
Yep. And now grab your keyboard and lounge back.
Oh my God, it works! Now, boom, look at this. I got myself a dual screen display that I am using just as if it was right here. And honestly, like the tracking and the Bluetooth, everything feels really strong. Let me spend a little bit of time with this. I know that there are actually a couple of other modes and a couple of other things that we can do, but man, that is so cool. So now that I've spent some time with the Zenbook Duo, I have a lot of thoughts. So first and foremost is the actual spec of this model. So this is a review unit, so it actually has a slightly different sort of configuration. So this one is outfitted with the new Intel Core Ultra 7 processor, although you can also outfit it with the Core Ultra 9. The other thing is the price. So the base model of the Zenbook Duo does start at $1,500. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but there's one important caveat. So that model has a slightly lower resolution display. So that starts with a 1200p display, or rather two 1200p displays, whereas the model I have here has two 1800p displays. Before I tell you about all the great stuff, let me just give you a couple of the minor trade-offs, because there are some. They're minor, but there are some. So first and foremost is actually the weight. As you would expect, adding two displays to a laptop and having a detachable keyboard, trackpad, as well as a hinge on the back does add some weight. So this weighs 3.6 pounds, which is a little on the hefty side for a productivity laptop without a dedicated GPU. In fact, for context, the brand new ROG Zephyrus G14 that Asus also make, this actually weighs in at only 3.3 pounds, so it's lighter weight than this, and it has a full RTX 4070 inside. Although, if I'm being honest, it's not really a fair comparison because again, you do have those dual displays. Now when it comes to using it in laptop mode, you'll notice the heft, right? I'll just be honest, you do notice that it is a little bit on the heavy side. And I can also say the same thing about the kickstand. At first glance, it looks a little bit janky because it is sort of really bolted onto the back. It's not really integrated into the back of the laptop in a way that I would like to see. That being said, because this is not an optional accessory, this is not like some stand that you have to do, unfold that out of the box, it is always attached to the back of the laptop. It means that it is essentially effortless to set the laptop down, pop the kickstand out, pull the keyboard off, and you are instantly ready to go with that dual screen action. It is mildly annoying to feel when it's on your lap, but honestly it's small enough and it's not that thick so it doesn't really bother me. Now you're probably wondering, what's battery life like on a dual screen laptop? Well, the answer is pretty good, or not so great based on how you use it. So Asus thought ahead and outfitted this with a quite large 75 watt-hour battery. Now, I've primarily used it in dual screen mode with the brightness high and both screens running at 120 hertz. With that, in normal use, that super demanding stuff, web browsing, that kind of thing, I'm getting about 4 to 5 hours of battery life. But the number one way to improve your battery life is a simple one. Put the keyboard on and turn off that second display. At that point, you're going to get something closer to probably 7 to 8 hours, I would say, for normal use, which is, in my opinion, enough for most people to get through a pretty solid workday. Considering the price and considering what they've been able to do, Asus have absolutely knocked it out of the park. I never really thought that a dual screen laptop or a foldable laptop was all that interesting to me, personally. Like, I've always thought that the laptop form factor is terrific, but the cleverness of this design and the way that they've engineered it, both on the hardware and the software side, thank you very much for watching this video. If you want, subscribe to the channel. You'll see lots of other cool CES content. I'm Lego Austin, aka Neville, and I approve this message. I couldn't agree more. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, check out the Zenbook Duo in the link in the description. And if you'll excuse me, I'll be at CES taking lots of notes on my neato dual screen laptop. Oh boy.